Hi, I'm Megan Luther,
I'm Parnell Quinn.
and we are The Simple Life. In the world of real estate lately, we have been discussing a few different hot topics.
Yeah, there's been a few hot topics in the last couple of months, that's for sure.
We are still discussing interest rates higher than any of us would like them to be. We also have an election coming up this year, so a lot of uncertainty.
Well,
Mountains.
right, and the inflation situation, right?
Hey, good save. We're also seeing short-term rental usage down year over year. So, of course, we had an explosive amount once people were allowed to run around after the pandemic. Numbers are down. I believe they said about 40%.
In certain areas, they're down 40%. Resort areas, not quite as much, but in like cities, Denver, Boulder, Golden, they've seen a lower amount of visits this year than before.
For short-term rental.
Yep.
Yeah, so overall, Parnell and I just wanted to come on and discuss that there is a lot of different, market data that's coming out. But as with statistics in any realm, they can be easily manipulated. So just wanted to touch base on what we're actually seeing on a national level, and then a more local level.
Yeah, my professor in college called statistics. His class was called the lying numbers.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
And the reason is you can manipulate statistics to work in any way you want. So a lot of people you'll see that are in smaller boards, like the Grand County Board, for example, they'll pull just the stats from the Grand County Board because they want to avoid how many houses are sold out of the area by other brokers that don't belong to their smaller board.
Right.
And in Grand County, what do you think that number is?
How many out-of-area agents sell property up here?
Yeah.
Well, I know what that number is because we're constantly looking at the data.
Yeah, so what's the number? How many sell up here?
About 70% of our sales in Grand County come from out of area.
Right. And out of area doesn't mean you don't live up here and you don't work up here. It's just that you're not part of the
Not a
MLS.
member of the board.
Yeah.
Right. So taking a look at Colorado's MLS, which is called RE Colorado, that's what we're a part of, we're members of, you get a more holistic overview of what's actually going on. And Parnell and I guess at the end of the day, are just giant nerds. We like looking at market statistics, looking at the numbers, running different scenarios, and really seeing what's out there. So,
Well, it also helps with our clients. So we can give better education to our clients. Should they be selling or keeping their house? Is the interest rates really causing prices to come down in the mountains? And so far, what we've seen is something very different than what we used to see when interest rates went up. The higher the price on the home, if it's legitimate price, so if you're over $1 million, we're seeing a lot more cash buyers or 50% down.
Yep.
So the interest rate really isn't bothering them as much. Now, on the lower end, if you're in that 700 down to about 350,000, that interest rate is crucial because the person making that money usually isn't paying cash and they're getting maybe 10 or 20% down. And
right, even with 20% down, that sort of an interest rate, it hurts the buyer's power to buy.
Yes, correct.
So it affects list price. We're definitely seeing that on a national level. We saw sales decrease in over the month of April, May as well.
Not much, just a couple percent, maybe 1.9%.
Yeah,
2%.
2 to 4%, depending on where you're looking. And then interestingly enough, up here in Grand County, in Winter Park specifically, we've seen prices increase.
Yeah, on certain properties.
Certain properties. So overall, it's looking like we've got an increase here. And nationally, we're seeing some prices finally start to drop. So these interest rates are having an effect in more primary home markets. Secondary home markets, to Parnell's point, for some reason we're seeing a lot of cash influx, and those $1 million plus properties are getting a lot of cash offers. So obviously the interest rate doesn't matter.
Yeah, and other topics that we can talk about in addition to this. Later this week, you can come in. We're going to be talking about new home builds, how this is affecting that.
Yep.
Why multifamily builds are going up faster than anything else, the new laws that are happening with long-term rentals, and developers, are they going to be building single-family homes or not?
Yeah, so any questions you guys might have, always throw them our way. We really love researching and finding more data points to, share with you, help educate you, and then ultimately help you make a better decision on whether you're buying or selling in the current market.